Since I entered politics, I have chiefly had men's views confided to me privately. Some of the biggest men in the United States, in the field of commerce and manufacture, are afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive, that they better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it. A conservative is a man who sits and thinks, mostly sits. The government, which was designed for the people, has got into the hands of the bosses and their employers, the special interests. An invisible empire has been set up above the forms of democracy. The seed of revolution is repression. The difference between a strong man and a weak one is that the former does not give up after a defeat. Some of the biggest men in the United States, in the field of commerce and manufacture, are afraid of somebody, or afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive that they had better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it. A nation which does not remember what it was yesterday, does not know what it is today, nor what it is trying to do. We are trying to do a futile thing if we do not know where we came from or what we have been about. Some people have a large circle of friends while others have only friends that they like. I come from the South and I know what war is, for I have seen its terrible wreckage and ruin. It is easy for me as president to declare war. I do not have to fight, and neither do the gentlemen on the hill who now clamor for it. It is some poor farmer's boy, or the son of some poor widow, who will have to do the fighting and dying. We forget that there is much more patriotism in having the audacity to differ from the majority than in running before the crowd. We forget that in the resistance of the minority some of the biggest things in our own history have been accomplished, and the man who looks on the stars and stripes and doesn't hold a right to say nay to his neighbor, even if the neighbor is of the larger party, has forgotten the history of his country. War isn't declared in the name of God, it is a human affair entirely. Only peace between equals can last. But the right is more precious than peace, and we shall fight for the things which we have always carried nearest our hearts. You devour a book meant to be read, not because you would fill yourself or have an anxious care to be nourished, but because it contains such stuff as it makes the mind hungry to look upon. If I am to speak 10 minutes, I need a week for preparation, if 15 minutes, 3 days, if half an hour, 2 days, if an hour, I am ready now. We read, if we have the true reader's zest and plate, not to grow more knowing, but to be less pent up and bound within a little circle, as those who take their pleasure, and not as those who laboriously seek instruction, as a means of seeing and enjoying the world of men and affairs.